Flying Scholarships for Disabled People is a charity based at RIAT Fairford in Gloucestershire. We have currently 4 flying schools, one at Sherburn and Elmet, which we're at today. We have one at Compton Abbas in Dorset, one at Bristol Aero Club at Staverton, and RAF Holton.
As individuals, everybody's different, everybody's got different challenges. We work the course to suit the individual, and it's recognising when somebody's starting to suffer from fatigue, or that you can see they've had enough for the day, and every day's different.
So typically a course is either 16 hours or 20 hours depending on the type of aircraft. So here we're in a Piper PA-28, so this will be a 16-hour course. The 20-hour courses tend to be in microlights, so they're a bit more affordable, hence the extra hours that you get. They can take exams, they don't have to take exams. It's about the change in your life rather than physically flying.
When you're flying, you get this real sense of freedom and also a real sense of accomplishment, that you're up there and you're seeing the world from this different circumstance, and you've got control of that plane that you're learning bit by bit to manage better.
Controlling an aircraft is absolutely amazing. It's an exhilarating feat. It's so difficult to articulate, words just aren't enough.
The other feeling I get is you get a real sense of freedom and like you're in control.
But it wasn't just about the flying, it was about knowing that we were capable of flying. Even though I can't feel my legs, I was knowing that I was actually able to control an aircraft in the air.
Flying with disability definitely has its challenges. With some of the physical elements, it does take a certain amount of strength, and you've got to be able to get in and out of the plane. But everyone around you is incredibly helpful, and managing your energy, finding ways to work around those physical challenges inside the plane is easy enough to do.
The support that we get is great. You got support from the instructor, the ground staff, the charity, themselves. What we need really, for me personally, getting into a plane is a bit of a challenge. So my instructor Glenn, he's more than happy to just give me a hang up into a plane.
The instructors really make the experience. Having someone who understands the flight element so well, the plane that you're working in so well, but can also take the time to understand you, your needs, how you're progressing, and have that patience and adaptability with a health issue as well is really make or break, and they've been great.
I never really wanted to be a pilot. I never even thought about flying. I used to ride my motorbike, and that was great, and I lost my right arm on the motorbike. And I guess many years later, I wanted a new challenge, and I was going through a really bad point in my life. And I thought, well, I need to do something. I needed a challenge, otherwise I was going to kill myself. I was that down. And I saw this advertisement, and it said Flying Scholarship for Disabled People. I applied, and I was awarded a flying scholarship.
Yeah, if I could recommend it to anybody, I would just say apply. It's one of the most amazing experiences I've had, and you only live once, just give it a go.
I would absolutely recommend to anyone with a disability that they get in touch with Flying Scholarships for Disabled People and give it a go. It's an excellent opportunity, an excellent challenge, but also the best bit really is the community around it and all the people you get to meet and the memories and friendships you make for life.
If you have a disability, no matter what that disability is, please apply. Please apply. This does change people's lives, genuinely.
Rachel Greenwood.
Hello.
FSDP, welcome to today. Excellent. So you're a trustee?
I am.
How long have you been a trustee? Or how long have you been involved, should I say, with FSDP? Because you can't remember, can you?
I first came across FSDP, which was then just FSD in fact.
Oh right, okay.
When my late partner had a scholarship.
Okay.
So he was a scholar in 2007.
Okay, it's a while ago.
And he learnt to fly at Goodwood.
Oh wow.
And had the most amazing time.
Yeah.
And the thing I will most remember from him on his scholarship was, do you know, he'd got a little bit lost in his diagnosis, and he was a bit defined by being a cancer patient and an amputee through the cancer, and it kind of took away who the real him was.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then when he had his scholarship and went down to Goodwood, the most amazing thing happened the day that he rang me to say, I've just gone solo.
It's an awesome feeling.
And do you know, I wasn't there, but I was at work, in fact, and he'd never rung me at work before, ever, except to tell me really bad medical results. So that was the most amazing call, because he sounded like him again.
And that's got to be the reason. I was going to ask you why you're involved, but I think it's a given, really. And what a fantastic charity it is.
It is.
The opportunities it gives, talking to some of the scholars today, it's just amazing the freedom it gives to them, and opens avenues that they wouldn't have if they didn't have access to this.
Absolutely. So he died a year later, in fact, which wasn't expected, but unfortunately his cancer had spread. And initially I did a bit of fundraising to try and repay some of what they'd given back to his life, and what they'd given back to all of us is in giving him the real him back to us. And I came here to present a cheque, I think probably in 2009, and then they asked if I'd like to be on the medical board, because the medical team, because my background's a physio.
Oh wow, okay.
So I jumped at that chance to come to Cranwell, because I hadn't seen what had happened for him to be selected. What I'd seen was him come back from Cranwell very different. When I asked him what to explain what had happened at Cranwell, he said, I don't think I can do that. I think that's something that process that happened made me really think about. So I really only understood that by then going and meeting other people. And I admittedly, when I first joined to help, it was because I felt I owed them a massive debt of gratitude.
It's a fantastic charity.
I felt I must help them for the rest of my life, and it still won't repay what it did for him and for all of us at that time.
And so it must be rewarding for you particularly.
Hugely.
To see the way that the guys, they you know, some of them, I was talking to Matthew, you know, he was quite anxious when he started, and I can appreciate that myself.
Gosh, I remember them, all the people you've been talking to,
Definitely.
I remember them coming to Cranwell, you know, and seeing, and the absolute privilege in seeing the change in people is just enormous. And now I no longer do it just in his memory, I do it because
you want him.
And because you invest in these people.
Definitely.
And they repay you that investment by coming back and telling us the changes that it's made, you know.
It's really impressive, and it's great, and it wouldn't be here without people like yourself. So, you know, they're in debt to you as well, really, for what you put into this. So brilliant. That's fantastic.
It's not a totally altruistic gesture to help this charity.
No,
you get back from it from all these people here.
And there's
so
a theme.
much more than you put in, actually.
That, you know, I'm picking that up from everybody. You know, talking to John, talking to Helen, everybody that's involved. They just love what they do. It's great. That's fantastic talking to you, Rachel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we're going to be here all day, so we'll catch up with you later.
FSDP is all about changing lives. Charity was set up in 1983 in memory of the late Sir Douglas Bader. Sir Douglas lost both his limbs in the Second World War and went on to fly Spitfires. We've supported and changed the lives of over 400 people. We use the medium of flight to take a disabled person and take them on a journey where they really do discover themselves and go out into the world much more capable and confident in their own life. All our funding comes from very generous sponsors and from benefactors, as well as our Scholars campaign, and our scholars have raised enough funds for one scholarship. I absolutely love the fact that I can do something that helps change the lives of disabled people.
Matthew.
Hi.
Matthew Monaghan.
It is indeed.
How are you? We've met
good.
before, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
We have. So you're involved with FSDP. How long have you been involved now with FSDP?
Since 2017.
Oh, so quite a while.
I was a scholar in 2017.
Okay, and you fly a plane as well?
Yeah, I fly C-42.
Ah, yes, fantastic. Okay, but you're also a mentor as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
So what does that involve?
So I suppose after the scholarship, and because I got so much out of it, I obviously wanted to remain involved. And I was approached about 2 years after I'd done my scholarship and asked to be a mentor, which is really guiding future applicants and future disabled people who are applying for a scholarship through the process.
Yeah.
So through the application process, providing support to them, you know, in the background between events, between their seminar and between Cromwell, their selection, and also just someone to touch base with.
Yeah.
If they have any questions or concerns or worries, because it's quite a daunting experience, but also very rewarding. So, and I've been doing that since 2019.
And how long have you been flying now?
So, well, 2017 when I done my scholarship, that would have been my first time ever flying. And then I wanted to continue, and it was something that I fell in love with. So I continued on and qualified. I got my license in 2019.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah.
And you fly solo now?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And have you ever been nervous flying? I mean, I was obviously a nervous flyer, as you know, and it did take me a long time to get my licence. But were you nervous at the start, or concerned, or not?
I remember my first, I suppose I've remained nervous, especially solo, for quite a long time. But I wouldn't call it. It's not so much nerves as awareness, you know.
Yes.
I'm very aware and
absolutely
and tuned in that I'm in charge, you know, that way. But yeah, the very first solo, I suppose, was the big one. You know, that was the.
I can remember mine.
And I can genuinely say that I was terrified. You know, I was frightened.
Hell of a buzz, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, no feeling like it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Most amazing feeling ever.
I think that's a really interesting point you've raised. It's more of an awareness. You are really aware that you're in the aircraft on your own.
Yeah.
And you've got to land it. There's no going. You have control. You've got to land the aircraft.
Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah. Your senses are heightened and you just feel very in charge, and you know you have to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And FSDP must have had a huge influence on your life over the last few years.
Yeah, incredible influence, because I really got involved with the charity in 2017. That's why I applied, was because I'd lost a lot of independence through medical reasons.
Yeah.
I'd lost independence and drive, I suppose. And then I'd always wanted to fly. I had always wanted to fly since I was a child, but never thought it was possible because of the condition I was born with.
Yeah.
And then I seen FSDP and adverts for the charity and photographs of people in wheelchairs and getting into planes, and I thought, well, if they can do that, you know, why can't I?
Absolutely.
And I'd also never, I'm sure you know from the accent, I'm from Northern Ireland.
I did have a slight sort of inclination you were from there.
So I'd never left. Obviously, I'd been away out of home, but always with support, with friends or family. So I'd never travelled on my own. So when I got offered Cromwell, they said, look, we'd like to invite you to a selection process at Cromwell.
Yeah.
I accepted it and then sat down and thought, I have to do that. You have to do this alone.
Yeah.
You know, if the board a plane, hire a car, travel across England.
Yeah.
So it was like the most liberating experience I've ever been through. It was incredible. And I haven't looked back. So I now travel back and forward to England 20-25 times a year easily. Constantly over back and forward. So it's just given me this new independence and new lease for life.
It's amazing what the guys here at FSDP
and it really is all thanks to them. It is. I don't know where I would be without them.
That's fantastic. Well, it's brilliant to talk to you.
Yeah,
thank you so much, Matthew.
Pleasure.
It's awesome.
Absolute pleasure.
Enjoy today. It's going to be a good day.
Yeah,
nice one.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
In May 2014, life was busy. I was working in banking and doing a PhD in my spare time, as well as juggling being a wife and a stepmom to 3 children. My husband and I had just been on holiday to Mexico, and I'd come back feeling generally unwell and was suffering with chest pain. Being only 33 at the time, I put it down to my stressful job and carried on with life. However, during a board meeting in June, the chest pain became really quite bad. Rather than excusing myself and seeking help, I justified that it was just stress or maybe something I'd eaten. and carried on with my day. A couple of days later, the pain was still there, and my husband persuaded me to get it checked out. At the chest pain clinic, my cardiologist suspected that I had had a heart attack, and I was sent for an angiogram. That angiogram was a pivotal point for me. Not only was I diagnosed with a rare heart condition called Prinzmetal's angina, but also, unbeknown to me at the time, it was the last day of my working life. Things went from bad to worse, and my body just didn't seem to want to work as it had done previously. I struggled to walk or do the simplest of things, and it was clear that there was more going on than just my heart condition. My cardiologist sent me to several different doctors, and eventually, 2 years later, I received a diagnosis of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This is a rare connective tissue disorder that affects almost every part of my body. Many of my joints are now so lax that they dislocate at the slightest movement. My autonomic system is heavily affected, meaning all the body's automatic regulation of temperature, blood pressure, pulse, etc. just don't work effectively. I have something called mast cell activation syndrome, meaning my immune system doesn't function properly and produces excess histamine, resulting in uncontrolled allergic reactions. My vascular system is heavily affected, and I get vascular spasms throughout my body, the worst being in my heart. I also have gastroparesis, meaning my stomach is paralysed and I'm therefore fed through a tube directly into my small intestine. To date, I've had 35 operations, including spinal surgery to fix fractures in my vertebra caused by my spine being hypermobile. I went from extremely active and busy to being a full-time patient in one foul swoop. Ehlers-Danlos is a progressive condition, and living with that and dealing with the effects of it take its toll, not just physically, but mentally. In 2017, I was awarded a scholarship with Flying Scholarships for Disabled People. I started to learn to fly. I took that incredible feeling of freedom that flying brings and started to turn my life and mental health around. This was a new beginning for me. It was time to take back control. It was time for me to stop looking backwards and trying to get back to who I was and start to look forward to who I could be and what I could be. After I got the call to say I'd been awarded the scholarship, I don't think I really believed it until I was invited to the Royal International Air Tattoo to be presented with my scholarship by Prince Faisal of Jordan. After spending a weekend surrounded by planes, with the smell of aviation fuel in the air and the noise of the jet planes doing demonstrations, it finally started to sink in that I was going to be learning to fly. And I couldn't wait to get started.
Clear prop!
I will never forget the feeling of that first flight, being given control and the power of going full throttle down the runway before you gently lift off when the ground melts away. Flying takes a lot of concentration, so you don't have the opportunity to dwell on any concerns or worries. You have to leave them on the ground and give it your all. But it's also incredibly relaxing. The feeling once you start to come out of the initial climb and level off is almost indescribable. I could feel my whole body relax, and the change was instantly visible. The opportunity not just to fly, but to make new friends in similar situations, and to have the chance to realise that I can do a lot more than I thought. It was honestly life-changing, to the point where my sister even said to me, "I have my sister back, the old me." Since my scholarship, I've restarted work on my PhD, taken up archery, and started singing lessons. I've even sung at my first public gig. FSDP gave me the strength to face the fact that my life was never going to go back to what it was, and helped me to realise that that was okay. I didn't need to go backwards. Having to retire at 33, when my career was such a huge part of my life, had a massive impact on my self-worth. I honestly felt like I was useless, and I was on the scrap heap. My scholarship gave me the confidence to look forward to my future, and to realise that I could still make a massive difference. When I'm not in hospital, I use my time to raise awareness of invisible illness, in particular of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I've written for global online blogs, been part of awareness videos, and even been a calendar girl, showing the younger generation that it's okay to be different. FSDP is close to my heart because of what they did for me and how much they helped me. And I wanted to give something back, so I started to fundraise for them, and to date I've managed to secure funding for 3 scholarships. I'm also extremely proud to say that in 2019 I was appointed as an FSDP trustee. If you would like more information on FSDP and how the power of flight can help you change your life, please visit our website on www.fsdp.co.uk. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve.
Jane,
Yes.
you're part of FSDP.
Yes.
What difference has that made to you?
Oh, a huge difference.
It
I've
has.
got the confidence I didn't have since being disabled. So much so I went on to apply and do a degree, or started to do a degree.
What's that in?
Design engineering.
Oh, fantastic. How cool is that? Excellent. And how long have you been involved with FSDP now?
I was a scholar last year.
Okay. And do you know how many hours you've done or how much flying you've done?
I did 19 hours up at Compton Abbas
Right.
with Fiona and Catherine.
Yeah.
And I've done about another 5 hours since.
And have you done it at the same place, Compton Abbas?
No, because it's a bit far.
It is, okay. so
So-
where have you done that?
Taking a hill.
Okay, okay. Oh, brilliant, okay. And are you okay to tell me about your injury?
Yeah, I have low-level spinal injury. It's incomplete, so I can still walk, but not
Okay.
far.
And that doesn't, I take it you use the hand controls on the aircraft,
Yeah.
do you? And how do you
Yeah.
find that? Do you find that okay?
Yeah, they're brilliant. I use hand controls in the car, so
Awesome.
it was quite easy to sort of adjust.
Okay, brilliant.
They are different in both planes.
Yes, oh, are they? Really? Okay, that must be interesting then.
Yeah, because I learnt in the C-42, and now
Okay.
I fly in the PA-28.
Oh, which is a different aircraft completely. A lot more powerful as well, isn't it?
It's bigger,
Yes,
so
definitely.
it doesn't blow around in the wind.
No, it doesn't. I know that. Exactly. How long did it take to go through the initial process from once you contacted FSDP to being told you were awarded a scholarship?
Well, I filled the form in and had it back before January,
Wow.
and then Lou contacted me in February and said I'd got a place at Cromwell.
That's awesome. You must have been absolutely ecstatic when they told you
Oh
that.
yeah, and then I went to Cromwell,
Yeah.
and we came home on the Wednesday, and Lou phoned me Thursday.
Great.
So
So didn't take very long then? How long was it total then, roughly? Was it months? Weeks?
no, it was probably about 3-4 months,
Okay.
and then I came here last year on the Sunday, and I went flying on the Wednesday.
Okay. Oh, did you?
Oh, yes.
Really? So, and what's your sort of plans to continue with the flying? Is that something you're going to be doing?
Oh yes.
Once you get the bug, that's it. And have you got, so how many hours, you probably wouldn't have gone solo yet then, I wouldn't have thought?
No, because I changed aircraft, so it's,
it's going to be, oh, look, a little bit noisy. Is that the Reds, or the Reds are off? Oh, the Reds. Lovely. You're not going to have a fly one of those then?
No, they won't let me. I think they're very lean.
Brilliant. It's been fantastic talking to you today, Jane. Really appreciate it.
FSDP is all about changing lives. Charity was set up in 1983 in memory of the late Sir Douglas Bader. Sir Douglas lost both his limbs in the Second World War and went on to fly Spitfires. We've supported and changed the lives of over 400 people. We use the medium of flight to take a disabled person and take them on a journey where they really do discover themselves and go out into the world much more capable and confident in their own life. All our funding comes from very generous sponsors and from benefactors, as well as our Scholars campaign, and our scholars have raised enough funds for one scholarship. I absolutely love the fact that I can do something that helps change the lives of disabled people.
Lee Anson, you're part of FSDP. Good to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Excellent. So how long have you been involved with FSDP now?
So I applied for a scholarship in November 2020, no 2021, and then I was locally selected to go to Cranwell and do the selection process, and then locally was awarded the scholarship. So I'd say around like 18 months or something.
Have you? And how much flying have you got in that time?
So on the scholarship with Deb and John, we done 16 hours of flying.
Wow, 16 hours, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you've actually just been awarded something very special, haven't you?
Yeah, so very luckily, very honoured to receive the bursary award to carry on the flying, which is from the RIAT Charitable Trust.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
That must be a huge relief for you, because it means you can just carry on doing something you clearly love as well.
Yeah, definitely, because I don't know, there's a lot of restrictions with flying, like financially and time and stuff like that, so it's just like I'm really, honoured to receive it and grateful.
And Lee, what disability do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
So I had a spinal cord injury in 2015. I fell 20 feet from a roof, like a balcony roof.
Really?
Top bar, yeah. And so when I hit the floor, I hit my spinal cord, and I'm paralysed from the waist down now.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic that you can fly, and you've got the freedom when you're in the plane. You just get on and fly, and it must be just amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I don't know, I feel like when you're in the sky, you do forget about your disability, and I don't know, it gives you the sense of achievement to prove what you can do while you've got not just my disability, all different types of disability. So.
And you've been flying at Bristol Aero Club with John and Deb as well?
John and Deb, yeah. So,
great guys, aren't they?
Yeah. So when I was awarded the bursary, I wanted to carry on flying with them, so that's where I'm going to hope continue. Yeah,
brilliant, I hope you do. I mean, it's great. And you've been flying X-Ray Whiskey and Sierra Juliet, both, or just X-Ray Whiskey?
Just X-Ray Whiskey. I've done a flight in Sierra Juliet, but I was only passenger.
Oh wow, a lot more powerful, but X-Ray Whiskey is a nice aircraft.
Yeah.
When I was learning to fly, I only wanted to fly X-Ray Whiskey, and I wouldn't fly any other aircraft.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's great.
Is it still there though?
Yeah. She's had her repairs done last year. She's all ready to go.
I hope it is that when I go back.
You will be, yeah, definitely. I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So. That's fantastic talking to you today, Lee, and we'll definitely be seeing you, I'm sure, in Gloucester at Bristol Aero Club.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Cheers, mate.
Flying Scholarships for Disabled People is a charity based at RAF Fairford in Gloucestershire. We have currently 4 flying schools, one at Sherburn and Elmet, which we're at today. We have one at Compton Abbas in Dorset, one at Bristol Aero Club at Staverton, and RAF Holton.
As individuals, everybody's different, everybody's got different challenges. We work the course to suit the individual, and it's recognising when somebody's starting to suffer from fatigue, or that you can see they've had enough for the day, and every day's different.
So typically a course is either 16 hours or 20 hours, depending on the type of aircraft. So here we're in a Piper PA-28, so this will be a 16-hour course. The 20-hour courses tend to be in microlights, so they're a bit more affordable, hence the extra hours that you get. They can take exams, they don't have to take exams. It's about the change in your life rather than physically flying.
When you're flying, you get this real sense of freedom and also a real sense of accomplishment, that you're up there and you're seeing the world from this different circumstance, and you've got control of that plane that you're learning bit by bit to manage better.
Controlling an aircraft is absolutely amazing. It's an exhilarating feeling. It's so difficult to articulate, words just aren't enough.
The other feeling I get is you get a real sense of freedom and like you're in control.
But it wasn't just about the flying, it was about knowing that we were capable of flying. Even though I can't feel my legs, I was knowing that I was actually able to control an aircraft in the air.
Flying with disability definitely has its challenges. With some of the physical elements, it does take a certain amount of strength and you've got to be able to get in and out of the plane. But everyone around you is incredibly helpful, and managing your energy, finding ways to work around those physical challenges inside the plane is easy enough to do.
The support I would get is great. You got support from the instructor, the ground staff, the charity, from themselves. What we need really, for me personally, getting into a plane is a bit of a challenge. So my instructor Glenn, he's more than happy to just give me a hang up into a plane.
The instructors really make the experience. Having someone who understands the flight element so well, the plane that you're working in so well, but can also take the time to understand you, your needs, how you're progressing, and have that patience and adaptability with a health issue as well is really make or break, and they've been great.
I never really wanted to be a pilot. I never even thought about flying. I used to ride my motorbike and that was great, and I lost my right arm on the motorbike. And I guess many years later, I wanted a new challenge, and I was going through a really bad point in my life. And I thought, well, I need to do something. I needed a challenge, otherwise I was going to kill myself. I was that down. And I saw this advertisement and it said flying scholarship for disabled people. I applied and I was awarded a flying scholarship.
Yeah, if I could explain it to anybody, I'll just say apply. It's one of the most amazing experiences I've had. And you only live once, just give it a go.
I would absolutely recommend to anyone with a disability that they get in touch with Flying Scholarships for Disabled People and give it a go. It's an excellent opportunity, an excellent challenge, but also the best bit really is the community around it and all the people you get to meet and the memories and friendships you make for life.
If you have a disability, no matter what that disability is, please apply. Please apply. This does change people's lives, genuinely.
John.
Hi.
You are a trustee of the FSDP.
Correct, yes.
Okay, you're also something else as well. You're an instructor.
I am,
and you've been teaching lots and lots of these people and scholars.
Yeah.
What do you find different about teaching people who are disabled?
Well, really, to be honest with you, being disabled is actually not really that much different to a normal student, because you're always looking to modify your teaching to somebody's needs. So it's just the same principles that you use. So the great thing with what we do is you get somebody in an aircraft, there's a bit of time spent getting them settled in the seat, getting the right modifications to the aircraft, and once you've done that, you're just teaching like any other student, basically. And that's one of the most liberating things for the disabled scholars is that they say, well, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do this just like any other person.
I was just talking to Pauline. She's got more hours than me, which is just amazing. It's brilliant.
That's right.
And one of the aircraft, because you obviously teach and you're a CFI at the Bristol Aero Club, where I fly as well.
Yeah.
We've got on one of the aircraft some quite cool bit of kit that you use to modify for disabled pilots.
So we've got a rudder hand controller. So basically, it's as you said, a very, very simple bit of kit. Just a little steel contraption that's attached to the right-hand rudder pedals, comes up in between the two pilots, and just allows you to use your right hand, and you can move it up to move the rudders right and push it down to move the rudders left. As simple as that.
Does it get quite complicated and busy? I mean, I find when I'm landing anyway, it gets rather busy for me. Does it get really busy for the pilots when they're having to use?
It's kind of a compromise. So we just use the basic principles of when you're coming into land, you close the throttle and then you transfer your hand onto the rudder hand controller for landing. And then if things aren't working out, just like we always teach with any other pilot, you go around. So you take your hand off the rudder controller, back onto the throttle, and away. So it's a transition. There's always a little bit of a compromise with using that, but there doesn't have to be a safety compromise.
No.
Because we're extra cautious with what we do. We don't teach in strong crosswinds or anything like that.
Fantastic, brilliant. And how long have you been involved now with FSDP?
Probably about 10 years, I think, something like that. Which is good fun. It's always different. Every scholarship is different as well.
Yeah,
so it's always
I can
a
imagine.
good challenge.
Brilliant. Okay, well, John, thank you very much for talking to us today.
Not at all.
And it's going to be a great day today. We got the weather as well, and the planes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you.
FSDP is all about changing lives. Charity was set up in 1983 in memory of the late Sir Douglas Bader. Sir Douglas lost both his limbs in the Second World War and went on to fly Spitfires. We've supported and changed the lives of over 400 people. We use the medium of flight to take a disabled person and take them on a journey where they really do discover themselves and go out into the world much more capable and confident in their own life. All our funding comes from very generous sponsors and from benefactors, as well as our Scholars campaign, and our scholars have raised enough funds for one scholarship. I absolutely love the fact that I can do something that helps change the lives of disabled people.
So, Abby.
Yes.
Hi, excellent. Yes, you're here today at FSDP.
I am excited to be here.
Brilliant. Now, you're trained to become a pilot, aren't you?
Well, that is the goal, yeah, and it has been ever since I was a kid, so it's a dream come true.
FSDP, how have they helped you with it?
So the FSDP really just, for me, made something happen that after becoming ill with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, I never thought would happen. So, they changed my life.
Exactly, and you've been doing a lot of your training at Bristol Aero Club.
Yeah, with John, yeah, so me and John,
fantastic.
we do a lot of training, some of the other instructors there as well. But yeah, love Bristol, it's such a good club and it's like a little family as well as FSDP is, so it's like I've got two little families.
And how did you find out about FSDP? How did you get involved with it?
Literally just Googled it.
Really?
I was kind of thinking, can I be a pilot in a wheelchair? Yeah, you can.
Would you like to fly one of those?
Yeah, I would, but I think I'd probably fly when someone wasn't doing an interview, so it's less loud.
Indeed. And the aircraft you've been flying is a PA-28?
Yeah,
You've
brilliant
flown,
aircraft.
Yeah, X-Ray Whiskey I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Sierra Juliet.
Sierra Juliet, yeah, as well.
Both of them great. We love both of them. X-Ray Whiskey, a bit easy to land.
Yeah.
Sierra Juliet, a bit more fun because it takes off a bit quicker.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff, but yeah, PA-28 just classic.
You've also been a celebrity in your own right because you've been on BBC TV News, haven't you, twice?
Well, yeah, it's been a bit crazy, really.
Yeah.
I kind of turn on TV and I'm there sometimes, and it's just a bit insane. But yeah, it's just great to promote the charity and show people kind of what we do, and also show people that if maybe they didn't think they could fly planes or whatever they might want to do, they can do it.
And you've got a very sort of influential sponsor as well, haven't you? The Red Arrows. So what's that all about?
So yeah, really, the Red Arrows, every year they put money towards the Red Arrows Trust, which sponsors different charities. and they give a scholarship every year to the FSDP. And last year that was me, and this year they've given it to another person. And really, they've been amazing. I've got to go up and meet them at their base.
Wow, I saw the photos.
Yeah.
What an awesome
It
photo.
was so
That
good.
Brilliant.
And also, you know, get to see them do like a private display almost.
Yeah.
In a practice, get to sit in their briefing room.
Yeah.
They've been amazing. So I really can't thank the Red Arrows enough. They've been really supportive, and I think they're going to be coming later on. So.
Brilliant. We'll get to meet them.
Well, yeah, I met them last year as well, and they were so amazing. And they came and had photos, and do you know what? They're just very inspiring guys.
Yeah.
And for me, it was. I would have loved to have been a Red Arrow. My dream was to be a pilot in the RAF. So for me to train to be a pilot and also getting to be sponsored by them it's like the best thing that ever could have happened. So
Definitely.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And are you going to be flying again, Abby?
Yeah, I'm going to be flying down at Bristol Aero Club for the foreseeable future.
Wow, brilliant. We look forward to seeing you there. Really do. Thank you very much for talking to us today.
I look forward to seeing you too. Hopefully these guys finish up.
Yeah, quieten down a bit.
I know. I think we've got a typhoon during the ceremony.
Oh wow!
So
that's going to be a little bit noisy.
But yeah, I'll be down at Bristol Aero Club. So yeah, look forward to seeing all you guys there, and hopefully when I get my license, we can go flying.
Absolutely, it'd be brilliant. Awesome. Look forward to seeing you down there then, Abby. Take care.
Claire White has had multiple sclerosis for 10 years. On the ground, it slows her down. In the air, it makes no difference. Claire is one of the many people with disabilities who are learning to fly through the charity Flying Scholarships for Disabled People.
It's made me realise that a disability doesn't stop you from achieving. It's given me the confidence now in the future that I can look at other things, other avenues that maybe I thought was closed to me. It's just given me the confidence to deal with life in a different way, not to hide away, just to have a go at anything that comes along now. It's given me that confidence. I'm ready for the next challenge now.
Former teacher Howard Dupe had to give up work when his haemophilia became too painful. Like Claire, he was awarded a flying scholarship.
It's been a phenomenal experience, really. We've been learning so much, the skill set that's been, instilled in us has been phenomenal, and the achievements really have been, outstanding. The fact of us already have managed to get up and do a solo flight has been just awesome.
The scholars spend 3 weeks at flying schools across the UK. They're taught by professional flying instructors like Deborah Ford and British Airways pilot John Sorsby from Bristol Aero Club.
You get a lot out of it. When you see them progress and you meet them initially and you see them, the confidence it gives them through learning using the medium of flight to learn to fly, it's very, very rewarding. So it's just something different and a challenge, I'd say.
Somebody who's able-bodied or someone who has a disability, there's absolutely no difference. For most people, learning to fly is just a dream they have as a child and then probably disappears as they get older and life takes over. So with Flying Scholarships for the Disabled, it's a great opportunity to realise that childhood dream of actually learning to fly.
For trainees like ex-Marine Lee Rowe, the instructors use aircraft which have been fitted with hand controls instead of pedals.
When you get somebody who's able to use their feet fly an aeroplane, they use their feet to control the rudder, which is this bit here on the back of the aeroplane. And when somebody has got no movement with their lower limbs, then these aircraft are specially adapted to be used with a hand controller. So not only can they use their hand to move the elevators and the ailerons, but they use the other hand to move the rudder instead of their feet.
Lee was left paralysed while helping rescue a fellow soldier. Like so many of the 400 people who've gone through the training, it has made him see things in a different way.
There are lots and lots of exciting things still to be done. That there are lots of adventures still to be had, and that life doesn't have to be sat behind a desk or indoors or anything mundane. There are plenty of adventures left to be had.
I've learned really that the way it affects me in stopping me possibly doing certain things, especially throughout my life on a physical level. That learning to fly and taking on these sort of processes is something that, you know, I'm capable to do. Something that you probably thought, or I personally thought, that the limitations of my health meant that it was something that wouldn't be achievable, but it's nice to be able to prove that it is.
Well, I thought I knew myself at the age I am now. I thought I had a handle on myself, my personality, but I now realise there's more to me than I thought there was, and I'm a different person. It's just completely changed my personality, and I'm learning about a new me that I didn't know was there, and it's great. I like the new me. I love it.
If you would like to learn to fly, then Flying Scholarships would like to hear from you and from individuals and organisations who would like to sponsor the scholars. A big thank you to Claire, Howard and Lee for taking part in this film, and a thank you too to our sponsors who've helped more than 400 past scholars realise their abilities through learning to fly.
Pauline, welcome
Hello.
to FSDP today. So what's been your involvement with FSDP
I got
today?
a scholarship in 2004.
Wow.
So I've been helping the charity out ever since then.
Okay.
I'm so grateful for the chance.
Excellent. And
chance
have
to
you
fly.
done any flying at all?
I've been solo twice.
Have you?
And I had a break for medical reasons, and I'm trying to get my confidence back now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I can appreciate. I mean, it took me 7.5 years to get my licence because I was frightened of flying, which is a slight sort of something that's, you know, stopped me progressing. But so, what's your intentions flying? What?
I want my licence. I want my PPL or whatever I can get.
Yeah.
And under the medical terms I've got to do now. But
Yep.
yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Okay. How did you find out about FSDP? What made you?
Somebody said to me when I was living down here,
Yep.
oh, but there's this charity called FSDP, but you're too disabled. And I'm like we'll
Isn't
find
that-
out about that.
Yeah.
And I found out about it, and I applied, and I got through, and I got the scholarship.
That's fantastic. And that was in 2004?
Yeah.
Wow. So how many times have you flown now then? You must have flown quite a few
I've
times.
got probably about 200 hours dual.
You've got more than me. Fair play, 200 hours. That is awesome.
20 minutes solo, but 100 hours dual.
That is
probably
fantastic.
about that, yeah.
And when's your next sort of intention to fly then?
Next weekend.
Oh wow. And where are you going to be flying from?
Prestwick.
Oh, okay.
Because as you can tell, I'm from
Slight Scottish
a
accent
slight
there.
Scottish accent there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And we've got quite a tenuous link, haven't we, as
We
well?
do,
Which is strange. We know we have a
both
colleague
work-
at BT.
We do have a colleague that works in Glasgow, and he said to me, "Do you know the Public Flyer?" I'm like, "I've heard of him." He says, "He works for BT. He works for me." Like, all right, okay, I'll look him up.
Yeah, he's a good guy, Scott. He's a good guy. Excellent. Well, it's been fantastic talking to you, Pauline. And you're going to be around all day doing bits and bobs?
I am bits and bobs because I've been coming down here every year since 2009.
Okay.
And doing various duties, but this time I'm just a dog's body, just doing
Just
stuff,
helping out.
Helping out, yeah.
Excellent. Okay. That's brilliant. It's fantastic to talk to you.
Lovely
I
to
really
meet
appreciate
you.
that.
FSDP is all about changing lives. Charity was set up in 1983 in memory of the late Sir Douglas Bader. Sir Douglas lost both his limbs in the Second World War and went on to fly Spitfires. We've supported and changed the lives of over 400 people. We use the medium of flight to take a disabled person and take them on a journey where they really do discover themselves and go out into the world much more capable and confident in their own life. All our funding comes from very generous sponsors and from benefactors, as well as our Scholars campaign, and our scholars have raised enough funds for one scholarship. I absolutely love the fact that I can do something that helps change the lives of disabled people.
Caroline Lightfoot.
Yes.
Pleased to meet you.
And pleased to meet you.
Excellent. And you're involved with FSDP and you're a scholar.
Yes.
How long have you been a scholar?
Only since last year. Okay. I did try the year before, but I wasn't successful. So.
But you were successful this time and you got in. So you must be really pleased with that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So how has it changed your life?
I think it's just made me more confident, and knowing all these people also with disabilities, it makes you feel like you're not on your own. And
and you can fly a plane. That must be pretty cool.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So do you know how many hours you've done now, or how long you've flown?
I haven't actually. I've only done an hour so far, but I'm starting in August for 3 weeks.
Because of course you're new, aren't you? So brilliant. Okay. Caroline, would you mind telling us about your disability?
Yeah, I've got multiple sclerosis, so I've had that for a long time.
And do you find that's challenging in the aircraft or not? Because you're in a different environment with different operations?
No, it's not. I mean, as long as I can get in okay, which I can, that's the important thing. But no, when I'm in the plane, it's
You're in the plane and that's it. Everything's
exactly
absolutely brilliant. And you've got that freedom. I had a fear of flying when I started. It took me 7 years to get my license because I was just frightened. Were you anxious at all the first time you flew, or were you just like, this is great? How did you feel?
Anxious.
Were you?
Because I don't like heights.
No, I don't either.
But I think once you're up in the air, it's different sort of height.
It is, because when you're looking down at the ground, it doesn't really look like you're at 2,000 feet, because if you were 8 feet, I'm not doing this.
And there's so much going on that you don't really think about being up in the air.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah. What are your plans then for the remainder of the year for flying?
Well, I'll see how the 3 weeks goes, and then, if I really like it, and then I'll carry on, hopefully.
How do you feel at the moment? Do you think do you have that feeling yet, or do you think it's going to take a while before you decide if you carry on?
Yeah, I think I probably will, but I think I just need to, see how the 3 weeks
get your head around it all,
and
it
just
is a massive thing to do, fly
a
plane.
Lot to learn.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, but well, fair play. I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
And thank you for talking to us today. Really appreciate that, Caroline.
Right. Okay.
Excellent. Okay. We'll enjoy today because there's lots going on, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Brilliant. Cheers.
Abby Evans has clocked up plenty of hours in this plane. She has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and parts of her body have stopped working. She can't walk anymore and has to feed through a tube. But she applied to be a disabled pilot and was given a scholarship place.
Ever since I can remember, I've always wanted to become a pilot, and that was kind of put on hold when my diagnosis came about. And then I got to sit in a plane and I didn't feel disabled anymore because I was the same as every other person.
After completing all her pre-flight checks, it's off for a few more flying hours. The charity is called Flying Scholarships for Disabled People. John Sorsby is an experienced commercial pilot who volunteers as a trainer.
So it's incredibly rewarding. It's just a fabulous medium where you're learning academic stuff on the ground, physical stuff on the air, and we tailor the course to people's needs and people's abilities, and we just always ensure that they come out confident at the other end and take that back into their everyday lives.
Abby has finished her scholarship but now wants to keep training and get her private pilot's licence.
It's really freeing and you just feel like you can do anything. You get out the plane and you just feel like, right, I can take on anything that comes my way now. These are my favourite days because when I get to go flying, it doesn't matter whether it's raining, whether it's sunshine, whether I've had a bad morning. It's what I love doing, and I hope I can do it for a long time.
Stephen Rumson, welcome to the FSDP event today.
Thank you, thank you.
Great to see you.
And you.
So how long have you been involved with FSDP?
Since 2012.
Okay.
So it's quite a while, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's when I was awarded a flying scholarship.
Okay. Very noisy, those blimmin' planes, aren't they?
They've yet to invent a quiet one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, mind you, I say that, the electric ones are quiet.
Yeah, they are.
But they're not here today.
No, they're not. No, we got these loud, noisy jets.
We have.
So, Stephen, do you mind me asking about your disability?
Yeah, no, I don't mind at all. I don't know if you can tell, I only have one arm.
Okay.
I lost my right arm in a motorbike when I was 18, and I used to do motocross and trials riding.
Did you?
Yeah, we just pulled off there on a scene when I was motocrossing, and it's just life, isn't it?
So you've been flying since 2012. So how long have you been a pilot?
I've been a private pilot since 1915. Well, I'm going back now. Obviously,
1915?
This is a previous life, of course. I meant 2015.
Of course you did. That's a significant period of time to be flying.
Yeah, it is, and to be honest with you, I started flying because I was afraid of flying.
Same as me.
And because really I was trying to overcome a difficult part in my life.
Yeah.
And I was going through a real bad period. And it wasn't due to disability, it was due to litigation that I'd been through, 6 years of litigation, and I was suicidal. And it was one of those situations where I thought, I need to throw myself into something completely new. And I applied for the flying scholarship, but I also applied knowing I was petrified of flying.
Yeah.
But I didn't really let on I was terrified of flying.
No.
But I thought it'll cure my fear of flying.
And it has.
Which it did.
And it's done mine as well.
Has it really?
Yeah, do you know, it's so interesting talking to you because I've not spoken to anybody else who's learnt to fly who was frightened of flying.
But I'm going to share something with you as well, because did you know there's a psychotherapy methodology that psychotherapists use today, and it's called exposure therapy.
Okay.
And if you're afraid of doing something, you've got to do it a little bit each day. And that's what you and I have done with flying.
Definitely.
And we've conquered our fear of flying. I also did it with horse riding. Well, I was afraid of horses, so I took up horse riding lessons, and I compete in dressage, and I came third in the national dressage qualifiers.
Really?
So all stemming from a fear.
Yeah. I'll have to mention this to my daughter who's got a fear of spiders, because I think
it works with them.
Well, I've tried it, but she just screams hysterically.
Buy her a bag of spiders for her birthday.
Or just put them in her bed when she's asleep. Brilliant.
Yeah, it'll have an effect. I'm not quite sure what effects it'll have.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've been flying a long time now. So, how many hours? Do you know how many hours you've done?
Well, I have over 200 hours in a specific aircraft. The sad news is the airfield that I fly from and rent the aircraft, they've decided to sell that aircraft.
Oh, no.
So now I'm aircraftless. So now I have to start again looking at a different aircraft that I can possibly fly. Or buy my own.
Oh, okay.
Which is always an option.
Yeah, it is. It might be a more expensive option, but you get to fly it when you want, and you can do what you like with it. What aircraft have you been flying?
I've been flying a Robin 2160.
Oh, nice aircraft.
It's a two-seater aerobatics
Yeah, I know
aircraft.
it, yeah.
And I always say to people, but I don't do aerobatics.
No.
But actually I do, because I changed that.
Oh,
I was on the Davina McCall show this time next year, where I made a pledge to become an aerobatics pilot in a year's time. And that was maybe in 2019. And I became an aerobatics pilot in 2019.
And that's what they mean by the celebrity bit then, when they say...
Well, I've been on TV a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, total respect for what you do. I just think it's amazing. And it's interesting to talk to another fellow ex-phobic.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? You know, the things you can overcome.
I know.
If you try, it's incredible.
Definitely. Yeah, brilliant. It's fantastic. It's great to talk to you.
Thank you very
so
much. No, you're
it's
welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Nice one.
They gather in remembrance of that memorable Sunday in 1940 when they saved Britain.
World War II flying ace Douglas Bader. He was president of the Air Tattoo. He lost his legs in a flying accident but persuaded the RAF to let him fly again. It was his determination that inspired the flying scholarships for disabled people. And for those like Leanne, who's only been flying for 2 weeks, it's been a life-changing experience.
Flying, I've got my wings, but I feel like getting the scholarship has given me my own wings back, because I've kind of got my confidence back and the real Leanne is back.
It also brings opportunity. Learning to fly here has landed Alan Robinson the chance to take part in the first ever microlight flight over the Antarctic.
They've sort of very much got me started with the microlights, and the sort of theory and everything that I'd learnt here I could apply to the flex wing flying as well.
Using specially adapted aircraft, people with a range of disabilities can take to the skies.
Instead of foot pedals to move the rudder on the back, I've got a handle here that moves the rudders. Normally they're on feet, but this is normally just a throttle, you see.
Sam Radio, change of captain for Lima Victor and first solo.
But for Lee today, there was a surprise. When he landed, his instructor got out and told him to go solo.
I said, that's it, I'm getting out. He goes, oh no. I said, no, it's the right time. You know it's the right time. You ready to do this? Everything's ready. Fantastic, really. This is what you do it for, isn't it? Good one.
Thanks.
How did it feel?
Yeah, it was quite scary, yeah, but I'm glad I've done it now. It's something else ticked off there.
This weekend, the charity's patron, Prince Faisal of Jordan, will present the scholars with their certificates, and for those that have made it, their proud flying wings.